Welcome to Switch It Up. Today, we are going to really switch it up on you today because we're doing something pretty unique and different. We are in Hutchinson, Kansas, and if you can tell by what's behind us, we're talking. Yeah, Shrek's behind us. We're talking big HDT stuff today because on the way out to home, Sheila found the HDT Rally in Hutchinson, Kansas. So we're going to try to get answers for you today.
Yeah, and it's just something different. We're going to look around, see what we can find, and take you along.
Yeah, because every time we've talked about HDT stuff, there's so many questions. Not only that, is it's like, how do you design the bed? You know, that you're putting on your HDT? Where did these people go to? Why did they choose the designs they chose? Lots of questions, and we're going to try to find some answers if you're thinking about going this direction, because we don't have any answers at all.
So a rally is always a good place to find information, so let's go see what we can find.
Okay, roll the intro.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
Good morning. Heading to a wonderful seminar this morning for newbies and HDTs. RV life on a different level. We're going to get answers. Super excited about. So, stay tuned. So everyone here is actually here for newbies to get information on getting an HDT. So had breakfast this morning, and then we're all heading into the first session. So I thought I'd take you with me because your guess is as good as mine on what's happening, because I have no idea. What's this? What's this switch it up thing?
I don't know.
Who is this?
I've heard about it.
You've heard this
I've
switch
heard
it up
about
thing?
it.
Yeah.
I got an idea for some content for you.
Oh, I've got a good idea for content here. It's called streaking, and you're starting it off.
I've done that in the 70s.
Everybody to the 2023 HDT Rally. A lot of people here, so you should be able to get lots of good information from everybody. About 50% of the people are new, never been to a rally. Actually, a little bit more than 50% of the people. So this presentation we always use at the beginning of the rally for those who are just looking into HDTs, because an HDT isn't for everybody, and this is the best place to find out whether it's for you, whether it works for your mission profile. It's very important to consider how you're going to travel, and when you're going to travel, where you're going to travel, to see if the HDT will work for you. So this is really basic stuff in this presentation. If you've been HDTing for many years, you're probably going to be pretty bored. But that's what this is all about. So first, what's an HDT? Heavy-duty trucks are Class 7 and Class 8 tractors, 26,000 pounds or above gross vehicle weight rating. An F550 is not a heavy-duty truck. So they're generally, when they're coming off commercial service, have tandem rear axles. And one of the things that we'll talk about is, do you single it or don't you single it? But all of the modern trucks are coming out of the manufacturers with automated transmissions now. Volvo, it's an option to get a manual. It comes standard with an I-shift, which is the automated. Look at the short wheelbase. It's about 6 inches longer than a pickup truck, but it has better turning capability. It's got a 50 degree wheel cut in the front. So it turns better than any pickup. So that's why people say, well, you're going to use this big truck and you're going to go into a campground, you're not going to be able to park. The truck's too big, it won't maneuver it. It will for a couple of reasons, which we'll get into more later, but the 50 degree wheel cut with a shorter wheelbase, and the fact that the hitch is typically behind the axle, it isn't in this one, but typically behind the axle. That makes for great maneuverability because it backs like a bumperable trailer does, and with the big wheel cut in the front, you can really maneuver well. Here's a really big truck. This truck is a little over 40 feet long. It's a Volvo 860, and we build it as a Jeep carrier. Now, it looks like it has a lot of extra space back here. It does not. Some of that's the camera angle. It has 3 inches of clearance for the trailer swing. The camera lens elongated that bed a little bit. But that's a 4-door Jeep. It's 17 feet long. But so you can build whatever you want. We stretch this truck, we move the axles back. You know, there's not a lot of overhang at the back. It's not cantilevered out. Still not that hard to get, but a lot of people are doing commercial insurance, commercial for private use. Some people are still able to get, you know, RV style insurance for it. A lot of it depends on the state you live in and how you're using it. We've in the last few years have run commercial for private use. That has some benefits to it. It costs slightly more than a market policy, but it gives you more. And financing is available, but it's hard to do. It's not as easy as going down and getting an RV loan or a car loan. The rates are not as good.
So some people are at different, workshops. I sat in this morning at this workshop that you kind of heard a little bit about the basics of owning an HDT. And Sheila has been here working, and we thought we'd just go on a walkabout.
Yeah,
So
it's lunchtime, so during the lunch break we're going to take a little walk, see what's out here.
yeah, I don't know how many people are here.
Big school.
Sheila hasn't seen some of these, and I've been on a one-wheel ride, and there's so many good ones. We'll do a preliminary, point out some of the great rigs, and then we'll do all these different comparisons. And then we'll try to find some people that would be willing to talk to us about their setups and go from there.
Well, and I think the people that actually do the bed conversions are here, so we can talk to them as well.
Yeah? Is there anything specific you're looking for? Yeah? That's it? That's all you got?
So I go off of looks.
Well, if you're going off of looks, it's a good thing you got me. It's so good. It's so good.
For motorcycles?
Uh-huh. So
Like a wheel chalk on the end there?
Yeah. Those ramps are different. So let's get Sheila up to speed on a couple terms that you should use when you're looking at this. One of them is the cab on the back. That's called a condo. So that's the difference on the back of your HDT. Some have condos, some don't, and you're going to see different variations of that and how big they are, how tall they are.
I thought it was called a sleeper cab or a day cab.
Correct. Second thing, when you're looking at doing an HDT, which I have just learned, because I don't know all this information, is that you have to determine your mission profile. The mission profile is exactly like, what are you designing your HDT for? This is a great example right here.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, we're going to try to talk to these guys here in a little while. Look at this. This is a mission profile. This mission profile is, in here they have 2 enduro motorcycles, and they come off the side, and they design their whole unit based on what they desire to have their motorcycles enclosed versus being on the back. So the ramp door comes down, they put out some extensions, so we'll see if we can meet up with them later. But this is a prime example of a mission profile. There's another one that's over here that's really cool too.
So they obviously want just to be able to take their motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's going to be a few other topics that we're going to talk about, and that is, if you're going to do this, are you going to have a single axle or a tandem axle? And we'll address that here in a little bit. I'm learning a lot, and it's actually pretty cool. I'm kind of excited, geeking out over it, because you've been on the road so long that you start having to learn new things. But why have smart cars, right? So different mission profile. This profile, the reason that you see all the smart cars is that the true width of a smart car is the only car that is 8 foot wide or in length. And that's the reason they fit onto the semi back, is because you can only be that width or length. and so that's why they can pull up on the ramps. So that's the only vehicle that you can find.
But didn't they stop making these?
Yes, they did stop making them.
Won't that cause a problem in the future?
Well, most of the ones that you're buying smart cars, you're buying older used ones.
Well,
Yeah.
I just see a problem. What we need to do is make a car that'll fit back there.
Or some people, the reason we started down this path, and you can find this video, is we met with the mayor of Margaritaville. That's what he calls himself. His name's Rob. We did a video. Hollywood Rob. We did a video on this, and you can find it. I'll put a link up, maybe up top. And that is he put a Jeep. So his mission profile is he wanted to be able to take his Jeep or whatever he had. I'm going to get run over by a smart car. I'm not going to get run over by a smart car. So his mission profile was he wanted his Jeep to be on the back of his HDT as they traveled. And so he set it up that way.
So like that bed is wide enough then for the smart car to come up because of the space there.
Yes.
Now Rob did his, he put the Jeep, but it has
He
to
went-
sit like this,
Yeah,
right?
he went, no, his is flat. He just went flat, but it's super, super long.
Oh, and they got those Smiths put their e-bikes there.
Yeah. Again, he stayed tandem versus going single axle. Depending on what you're towing, a lot of people will do single axle because they feel like it's a better ride. But we'll go over a little more on that because this is the most controversial thing.
Obviously take your e-bikes with you.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I've already bought it. I fell off a ladder right 4 days before I retired and fractured my heel
Oh.
in April. So that put us way behind on traveling. I didn't bring my motorcycle with me, but I've got a two-wheel swivel wheel trailer I'm gonna attach to the back of my RV.
Oh, wow.
And I'm gonna put the motorcycle and both e-bikes on that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Jack's from here, and he's going to measure me out and put a drawn box on the back
A
here.
what?
A drum.
Drawn box. It's you see them on a lot of trucks. It's like a big 4-door box,
Okay.
and it'll be powder coated black, but mine's going because it's a Freightliner.
Yeah.
And he does mostly Volvos, so it's
Right.
kind of a different deal. But he's going to measure it out, and it's going to be like 24 inches deep, and go up to the top of the air conditioner up there.
And what are you putting in this?
All my tools.
Okay.
I got tools spread. I got tools boxes, on this side, that side, and there, and some tools I didn't even bring with me.
So then your smart car goes here.
Mhm.
So then your motorcycle and your e-bikes will be towed on a little trailer behind them.
Yeah, it's one of those that's got 2 receiver hitches, so it attaches directly
Okay.
to the back, so it stays.
So it's
permanent.
not tandem.
Right.
it's
It's
not-
not like another trailer. It's part of that.
We've
trailer.
seen
Yeah.
them. Then they have the two
like
wheels.
a little extra, like just a little extra space.
Just a little extra
Little-
shelf on
yeah.
the back, basically.
So then why did you stay with
Tandem.
two reasons.
all the wheels?
Well,
you got
three,
all the wheels.
actually 3 reasons. When I bought the truck, Maverick, which is who we bought it before we bought it from Freightliner, but it was a Maverick. They already had super singles on it, so I've only got 4 tires.
Oh,
those
that's
are
different.
ginormous. Look
Yeah,
at
he did the.
width of those.
Yeah, he did the 4 big ones.
Yeah, so
Those
that
are
in
big
that
tires.
aspect, they get better fuel mileage.
Okay.
Like race
Okay.
car size.
The thing about singling it, a lot of it was cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
In one of the sessions, the single axle is going to cost you $6,000 to $8,000 a single axle. So
Right.
there's one thing when you're talking tandem or not. And there's looks and there's ride. Some people say that a single axle is a better ride than a tandem, but I honestly don't know if that's the case.
Single axles cost you $6,000 to $8,000
more.
more.
Because you have to remove it. And then you have to
Oh, because
lengthen
they
your
already
strut.
come with.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
there's 2 major things. Well, removing the front axle is not a big deal, and then they'll take the back axle and put it in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to drill holes to put the center in the center. Then they've got to come up with a new drive shaft.
Now,
Okay.
the benefit
So
of
that's
having
additional cost.
the single as well is that means that you can have more storage. So underneath, since this is taking up more storage,
Well, I like what you got right there. Is that the storage box?
No. this is
that's for
water.
the ramps.
oh, ramps.
Oh.
That's the ramps. It goes
okay.
all the way across, and it's got a shelf in the middle. So I
ramps
got
for
two-
your car.
Yeah, for the smart car.
Okay.
But I have, because this is a Freightliner and not a Volvo, I have a much bigger storage compartments up front.
Oh, yeah.
Those are a lot bigger than your standard Volvo.
Okay.
So,
Okay, can you help me? Like, some of these I've seen like these giant round, like this is a like.
oh, you're talking about the
hitch.
standard fifth wheel
Yeah.
that goes on the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they recommend not using those because, see, this right here has total
Oh.
deflection. It can
Back.
go back and forth,
Okay.
up and down, and this is sitting on 3 airbags.
Okay.
So when my unit's on here, the trailer's hooked up with the weight, this automatically sets my height on the airbags, and then it's just like the airbags on the truck. The whole front end just does one of these numbers instead of the jarring. Yeah, you'll never hear of chucking or anything with these hitches. It just rides so smooth.
So you not only do you have the air seats and safer, smoother ride for you, now your rig is a little
Right,
cushion more
right.
as well.
Yeah, they have been some situations where, you've been hearing about frame cracking, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We have it ourselves.
A lot of DRVs also had problem in that, like 16, 17, 18-year model, 18-year-old. They had, a lot of those were having problem. I think of all of them that I've seen reported, not a one of them was being hauled by an HDT. They were all hauled by a pickup truck. And I really think that made a difference. I think that unless you get one of those big trailer saver hitches in your pickup truck with the airbags,
Right.
I really think that makes a difference on that,
The ride.
on the tension torque.
Which hitch is this?
Yeah, made by Schmidt. He's the one that designed it. He's he's really kind of the one that started all this.
Okay.
He was a German engineer,
Huh.
and he designed the truck bed. He's the one that come up with the idea of the
Right.
smart card. He's the one
Interesting.
that designed the trailer hitch. This thing with these big, huge 4 donuts. It's got a 32,000 pound tow capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then depending on how many airbags and stuff you get, depends on your
Okay.
pin weight.
Okay.
What
Okay.
you can carry on pin weight.
He's in a DRV. We're finding that there's a lot of DRVs. There's a lot of New Horizons. There's a couple spacecrafts here. Riverstone Legacy. A lot of Lux.
There
Yeah.
are some Luxes. Luxes.
But then
that-
there's
which is-
also just
suburbs.
there's also Grand Design Alliance. It's like everybody.
yeah.
There's something.
Okay. Look at this.
His mission profile, Sheila had a chance. I don't know where they are right now. They're probably at lunch. Tell us about their mission profile and what they were wanting to do.
Okay, they still have sticks and bricks, but they love to snowmobile, and so they needed to be able to get out in the middle of nowhere to be able to go snowmobiling. That's their passion. So.
Yeah. So they designed this whole thing. So one of the biggest truck campers by Host you can actually have. And then they designed the box and everything around it,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is pretty cool. So it's
It
just
just
different.
helps them do their thing. But I was looking over here. Look at this one across the street. Looks like there's a Jeep
Okay.
inside a whole box.
Yeah, this was actually on one of the Facebook pages, and they designed it to haul their Jeep, but they wanted it inside. Recently, it was just purchased by someone else, and he runs his business on the road where he restrings, like, I don't know if he said something about like racks for tennis rackets and different things. So he
Really?
turned it into the back for his business, and it's not storing a Jeep in it.
Really?
Yeah, but
Well,
this
there's
is the
an
only
idea.
one I've seen that is an enclosed box on all the different pages and stuff I kind of was doing research on. And he just bought a New Horizon as well. Well, it's not new. Can you believe this New Horizon's a 2015?
Oh, it still looks amazing.
brand new.
Look at that.
Well, it's got to be long enough for the Jeep.
Right?
I wonder what his total overall length is. We'll have to
Yeah.
find it.
There's a lot of smart cars. You could do a smart car parade because they're all like this one's named Moxie. He's washing. Are you washing your smart car?
I'm washing my smart car, Don.
He's pretty proud of his smart car.
There's more smart cars than golf carts.
I know.
here.
I know, it's funny. Again, look at this one. That is a Riverstone Legacy. Some of these rigs are just beautiful. So they pair up really nice with their HDTs. Deluxe. I was wondering if you get that apartment in the sky.
Oh, look at the bed. I want to see that one.
I know, on the other row.
Yeah.
Look at, they're just out here enjoying the afternoon.
Enjoying the weather. It's beautiful.
Single axle.
See, he did single axle, did not do a bed, just put the hitch. Cuts down.
You guys are out of Missouri, right?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Oh, I see what you're looking at, the box.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to do your rig like you've done yours?
That's the video I'm making. It's like everyone chooses
Everybody
their...
is something different.
Yeah.
Mine's still in process.
So-
So
Does something go here?
we're going to be building. I'll be putting a bed on for a smart car. We've already got a
Okay.
smart car.
So you'll have to move the axle back.
Nope.
No.
Really?
It's been
Oh,
forward,
because,
yeah.
all right, I see what you've done. You move the hitch back farther so you have your pivot so it'll still fit.
It's like a giant puzzle, really, but it's very cool.
How long have you had your
Lots
truck?
of things.
I bought this in October of last year, and then I've done this to it. Took off all the commercial stuff.
Right.
We went up to Elkhart, Indiana, and purchased this truck. It was moving pontoon boats
Oh, wow.
from Elkhart up to Canada and back.
How did you find your truck?
Truck paper.
Okay.
Truck paper.
That's the other thing people are asking, like, well, where do you find, how do you find, or where do you go? Is this a Volvo or no?
No, this is Kenworth.
Kenworth. So everyone here seems to be Volvo, so I'm happy to see not a Volvo. So what made you choose? Was it just because?
Just preference.
Preference. Yeah.
It's good looking.
Yeah, it does. It looks really good,
It's
especially.
still a work in progress. So I've
But
still
no,
got
that
to do.
they made comments saying that you buy and you start using it for what your mission profile is, and then when you figure it out, you then develop what you want to do.
Okay, this thing is beautiful. Look at this one. Again, I know Todd's talking about mission profile and all the different things. I look at things that looks, and you got to look at this one. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Just look at it.
Look at it.
This is a beautiful thing. Look at all those lights down the side there.
50% people that are looking at getting HDTs to those that have them. So it's quite interesting. Everyone's asking the different questions. You know what I feel like? I feel like we're at one of those. Instead of like going to one of the car shows, we are at an HDT show and seeing how things are done.
I bet they have HDT shows, like show trucks.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. What are we learning?
On that, or is it his dual?
You're learning hitches?
That's the only difference in these two rigs.
That's fabulous.
I asked her, you say it's the same, but when I was asked
Lemon edition? I've seen a lot of things. This was pretty good. You know, these Texans, they're pretty proud. Texan on tour here. I don't know what's going on with his Cedar Creek, but he's got a lemon edition apparently. It must be a new one. They must have just came out with that edition.
Look at the front.
What?
Don't put it on the camera.
Oh my goodness. You know, Cedar Creek, I'd probably reach out to this guy. I don't know about you. Tex has himself an opinion, because
I think whatever's going on with it,
I think they should figure it out, because
Figure that out.
right now, while he's running down the road, he's got some messages he's wanting to say. That is an old spacecraft. I wonder what year that is.
I don't know.
What do we got going here?
I don't know. Sounds like some.
What's he got?
song.
What the? I think he's doing something with solar. That looks like a solar cable. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait and see. I gotta see what you're.
up, Switchy?
This is fabulous. We gotta find out. What are you working on in there?
building battery cable.
That's amazing setup.
That is your setup? Did you design all this?
I did. Yeah, he built it.
You built this?
He's the welder.
Wow.
All made out of 2-inch box steel.
Really?
So there's no.
Who you work? Are you setting up a whole solar panel system?
Nah, I'm just putting batteries in.
Oh.
A couple of rigs down the road. It's just easier to fab everything right here.
Yeah, but I've never.
Well, now to bring a whole mobile shop with you.
We're all right.
How did you come up with the idea?
My wife said, you've got too many tools.
Okay, when you got too many tools and you got to get the weight out, you come up with your solution.
I'm pretty sure she wasn't concerned about the weight.
Oh, he had half of this in there, all of his tools?
She said, I want my trailer back.
Yeah, I can understand that because.
So this is nomadneil.com. So what do you do? Do you travel around and work on
Mobile tech.
mobile?
Nope.
No?
I can, but I don't.
Okay.
I stay busy enough with
What-
solar,
Okay.
fire suppression, propane,
Protect.
Oh, really?
and boogie lights, LED lighting.
Oh, are you going to do the session on boogie lights? Because we saw coming up.
Yep.
Yay.
That
We're
and
here to
then
learn about that.
That and fire safety, that's tomorrow.
Protang? That's good stuff.
fantastic.
The first time we saw Protang was in the spacecraft last year at the Tampa show.
Andrew's rig.
Andrew's
yeah.
rig. Hey, Moride, look. Moride, you could use your steps.
No. Yeah, we're ready.
Moride, you could use the steps in like HDT world.
Yeah, they sure did.
Oh, okay.
It's the exact same footprint.
As a smart car?
Well, if I was your wife, I'd trade space to get that all out of my RV too. Yeah, she's smart.
It's really. He had drum boxes on it.
Okay. And you
So
left
he
the drum.
wanted to keep the drum boxes, so I built around the drum boxes. And we went and found an old RV door. I built the framing for all the RV door. He found a window somewhere and brought a window with him.
The window came out of Gulf Shores, Alabama, the one that's on the other side. The door came out of Yuma, Arizona, and the steps came out of San Antonio, Texas. And
Well, all this tells you.
Can I
you
shoot
can-
video in here? Do you
Sir?
care?
All you can tell
Yeah.
you is you can pretty
It's a
much
mess.
do anything
I don't-
you can dream of.
And he's
you
got
can figure it
his
out.
workbench is 2-inch box steel too.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. My goodness.
it's a work in progress.
Do you have solar panels up here?
That's how I was just running that grinder.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He had the top done.
You have got, he's got solar panels on top to run all of your tools and to charge all of your stuff?
There's 520 watts on the roof, just a 2,000 watt inverter inside the truck, and I've got 4 AGM batteries in there. Most times I don't plug the truck in, I just run off the batteries if I'm doing anything in the shop.
There's levels.
I've got
This is a good
LED
level.
lighting inside.
Where you been?
Shopping.
Did you take this to the grocery store? So they literally are just starting their journey on doing their HDT. So he just got it back and they're trying to decide how they want to do things. So he extended it a long ways. Now they might have to make some adjustments, he said. So see, it's that mission profile scenario played out.
That is long.
He is starting, this is Cyril, and he's starting their journey of doing their HDT. They literally, you just got this like 2 weeks ago.
We bought it a little over a month ago. We
Right.
had it stretched. We've been driving it for 10 days.
He is trying to decide, I don't remember what you said you were gonna do with this. Are you putting a smart car up here or what's the goal?
We're putting a 4-door Jeep on it.
That's why it's so long.
And we thought about, at the length it is right now, we could probably put a 4-door Jeep pickup on it.
So how long is it?
We're 23 and a half feet on the bed right now.
So that makes the truck overall 50,
No,
40?
it's about 38,
38 feet. Plus then your rig is 43.
40, yeah, 42.
What's that gonna make your overall
Almost
length?
100 then.
No.
No, it's about 77.
He says that so nonchalantly. Nah, it's only
How
like
is that
7.
possible? How long's the bed?
Well, you got to remember.
Yeah,
though,
it comes over the
trailer
top.
Comes up.
Okay.
They overlap each other.
Okay.
This is
77.
Yeah.
incredible.
Ish.
So when do they start the build on the other part? Or are you still
I'm
trying
probably
to
going to
figure
build my own bed.
Really?
We actually kind of messed up on the stretch on it. I'm going to have
Okay.
to cut it and do it again.
Why? What? Tell us what. So I've been trying to educate people when they're thinking of this. Like, what's the thing that you should have been?
So I wanted to go less in the front, more in the back. The guy who's doing my stretch was nervous about going longer in the back.
Okay.
Talked me into putting more in front to get the length we wanted.
Okay.
But I'm within 700 pounds of being max weight on my front axle. By the time I build a 2,500 pound bed and I put a Jeep and everything I want to do up here, I'll be overloading my front axles.
Oh.
I could cut it, shorten it, redo it, or I could drill and move. Right, I need to move the axles forward.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a matter of balancing your load over the rear axles. And inexperience on his part for what we're doing.
Right.
Everybody that has looked at his work has said he did an amazing job on what he did.
It's just that he didn't do the
we didn't calculate it right, and me not being knowledgeable enough.
But that's the thing is like his thing this morning. He was saying that you need to get it, drive it around, figure stuff out before you go through the whole.
Originally, I was just going to put a tail on the back so that we could haul the fifth wheel and get rid of the commercial hitch.
Right.
And because we were buying the frame sections to do it,
right,
as he pointed out, it'll never get cheaper than doing it right now because we're already buying it.
That's true.
And so we decided to do both, but I really wasn't ready because I didn't know enough about what I was doing.
Well, this is going to be fun to see.
But yes.
Because they come to our huddles, and it'll probably be one of the huddles next year we'll get to see it completed.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
depends how long it takes me to build a bed. We're going very non-standard on the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to put my bed up here.
Okay.
I want to do more rides, 60-40 pass-throughs for this entire area.
See, you hear that Mo ride? Got more Mo ride stuff happening.
And then a 6,000 watt generator underneath, storage behind it, storage underneath on that side. And then we'll ramp down, fresh and black tanks centered on the axles over the frame.
Oh, you're going to put tanks on it too?
So, no, we're doing a lot, which is one of the reasons we're not singling, because we would overload a single axle.
Good stuff. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
I do love the way the front nose of the Kenworth with those, again, it's pretty.
The reason people buy Volvos over like a Kenworth or a Peterbilt is price. You'd be surprised how much those hold their value. Volvos really come down as you get into that 400,000 range in costs. So they can range anywhere 50 to 90,000. That's a 6-seater or 4-seater, whatever that is. Oh, and he's got his bikes up there. Oh, the trike does then go in the back of the Lux. Amazing. That.
Like that Riverstone Legacy.
That is pretty. Like they had
nice
incorporated.
Yeah.
Good old spacecraft.
That is the first one they did with the bed in the back, with the raise up for.
Oh, really?
Yep, the first one.
Oh, so.
First one spacecraft did like that.
So that's right. They have a Jeep that goes in the back, and then the whole bed raises up. Yeah, you don't get to see too many spacecrafts in the wild, since they've only done 300 of them, and they only do 12 a year.
It's pretty.
But see, even looking at their setup, they just kept it very basic. It's just fenders and a hookup. Because the spacecraft, believe it or not, is the only one that you don't have to get a different hitch for, because it's made on a semi-chassis. So you basically are using just the semi-chassis or the semi-hitch all together.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I learned that this morning in the workshop.
So it keeps that big, but does that hitch do the same thing that like we were
No,
learning about that over there?
because the way a spacecraft is designed, it's designed more like a semi-chassis. So therefore, the pivot point is only front and back like you would have on a semi. Whereas if you're doing, see how much I've learned? Where you're doing your normal setup, like over here, they have the different hitch, the one that we were just talking over here about, where that hitch has to pivot in all directions, because the frame steel cannot handle only being able to pitch one way. It has to pitch all directions. But on a spacecraft, it's the only one that is designed. So you can just use your basic, buy your tractor, use a basic setup. He just did fenders and some stuff, and then he's good to go.
So that doesn't affect the ride inside the coach?
No.
I guess I was thinking the one that pivots like that would be a smoother ride inside the coach.
Because the way normal RVs are done, there's not as much pin weight for the HDT, so the air ride as air assist doesn't work as well on a HDT. So that therefore when you get your hitches, they have air assist in the hitches, whereas on a spacecraft there's so much weight to the pin that actually now you're using the air ride on the HDT itself.
Okay. All
They
right.
went over all this in the thing this morning. It was very educational.
Well, I'm glad you educated yourself.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me. That's helpful.
But most people are watching this going, that's probably all Todd history. He's probably making this up. She has no idea.
But it's actual real
It is.
real.
I would never lead anyone astray in this part because not
Well,
joking
it's-
around or anything. It's just really educational. It's
Well, and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's
Yeah.
your investment in your home.
yeah. This is. Don't even take our word for it. This is just a place that you can come and start your journey.
Learn
That's
yourself.
what I wanted to showcase here, so that you can start this and go to maybe a rally or something to find out your own
Yeah,
mission.
Seems like they have them on all coasts.
Yeah, they do.
There really is so many smart cars.
There is a lot of smart cars.
It actually comes up, out, and down. And I drive it comes to about that far up off the ground up here.
So wait a minute. Your whole bed comes down?
Yeah, I've got a remote. This is all hydraulic. It comes up, comes at an angle. I get my arms at an angle, almost vertical.
Right.
And then I push another button and it slides down the rails.
Okay.
And then once it gets to a certain point, I push the other button again and it puts the bed back down.
Okay. So that's how you do yours.
I just drive it up onto there. I lock.
So did you come up with that design?
No, this is a Phoenix bed.
A Phoenix bed? I've never even heard of Phoenix beds. Have you seen another
Greg.
one?
I don't know how many he made. Greg Shields from up in Canada built that.
Okay.
Now,
so here's something
if
that's
you talk
close.
to Mark and Greg.
Right.
I know Mark was looking at this when I was having this truck down there to have it serviced for my 5-year warranty and everything. He was looking at it again and seeing if there was going to be a need for it.
Okay, so here's what I've been looking at. Because like I said, you start going down the rabbit hole of all the different designs. So
Right.
for motorcycles, you've got a Rampage lift that comes up. You can
Right.
put. Then Amerideck. Have you looked at Amerideck?
Huh.
So Amerideck is almost what you're saying. It is for pickup trucks, and it's a platform that's 58 inches wide, and then it comes off in one whole cohesive unit like yours, and then comes down, and then sits on the ground, and then you can go back up with it. The problem with the Amerideck is how wide are you on your truck? Because Amerideck is 100 inches.
I'm not sure exactly how.
No,
wide I
you're
am.
you're probably the same. You're the same width. You're at that 90, 8'6".
90,
Yeah,
yeah,
8'6"
Yeah.
is kind of a. So in your car, smart car or
Yeah,
trike?
Smart car.
Okay.
But
So
I can also put my motorcycle. At this point in time, I have to do one or the other. I have to
Yeah.
either put my smart car up here, or I can put my Harley up here. I'm looking at seeing if once I get back, I'm going to leave my smart car up here. I'm going to get the measurements of my Harley
right.
and build a cheap cardboard box
Right.
frame,
Mock-up.
and put it out here and hook my trailer up and take it over into a parking lot and do some turns and everything else and see if anything hits.
So your bed had to be like in the $80,000-$90,000 range then, didn't it?
I don't know. I'm the second owner of this
Oh,
truck.
really?
Yes.
What'd you pay for your truck? Come on, spill the beans. Come on.
75.
Are you kidding?
No.
With the bed already hydraulic?
Yes.
Oh, that makes me sick. Are you serious? That is
serious.
absolutely amazing. Let that sink in. Like anyone that's watching this right now, just let that sink in if you have a 3500 Ram or any of the other big trucks like us. So it was already done. You just actually found it.
Yes, it was. This was actually built up in Canada. And Greg actually has a video of this truck showing how the Phoenix bed works on it. But the truck was white at the time.
Okay. Is Phoenix Bed, like, is it a company?
No, that's
the guy that's manufactured it. Okay,
That's what he named it.
This morning, they're lining up all the HDTs to take their picture like they do every single year. So everyone's heading out. It is something to see all these different rigs. All right, here we go. Before it got dark, Jessie just flew in, and we were hoping we would get to see him before we had to leave.
And here he is.
And he has made it. Now, if you don't know who Jessie is, Jessie actually, he designed Rob's truck, which is down in, a lot of people know him down in Margaritaville. And he's known as Hollywood. Is that what he's known as?
That was his first name. His second name is Mayor of Margaritaville.
Okay.
So originally it was Hollywood. Now he goes by Mayor of Margaritaville.
And most of you have probably seen that truck on some of our stuff because it's super stretched because he
put a Jeep on it.
Yeah, Jessie did it all and fabricated the whole bed, right?
The whole bed.
And
stretched the chassis.
His mission profiles, what they say around here, he wanted to be able to put the Jeep on it. Now, we found another amazing truck. This thing is absolutely beautiful. Don't know the owners, that's okay. But you designed and did this bed as well.
I did this whole thing.
Okay, so since we're here and we're talking about all the different truck beds and stuff, how long did it take you to do this truck bed?
This truck bed was right at 8 weeks.
So 2 months.
8 weeks, 2 months.
Now, there's a lot of special details on this that go way above and beyond. Like everything you see is completely fabricated in your shop, right?
It is, everything.
And
there's nothing ordered.
Nothing ordered. When they brought it to you, was it just the tandem?
It was just a tandem.
And
just
then did you stretch the tandem, or is the tandem?
I did not. It stayed factory.
Okay, and then you just built out. Now they're traveling with the mobile suites, so you have an idea of what rig they have. And then you stuck back here.
I did.
We have the hitch back.
We did.
Okay.
And we also have a gooseneck ball right in front of that, to where if he needs to haul a
trailer,
really? He can. You lift that up.
Okay.
You lift that box up. That's where the hydraulics are for the slide out boxes. And then you just pull a pin, you flip the ball over, you back up to your gooseneck trailer, and you pull your gooseneck.
Oh, that makes sense.
And also back here, you can hook to your tag along with a pintle hitch or a ball. So you have all three options.
Okay. And was that was that you talking to them about
that
this?
That was me talking to them, and he said, I'd really like to have a gooseneck ball, and I said, we can do it.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Okay, and then everything else completely fabricated.
Everything.
That he did.
These were bought from International to match the breather lights that are up on the breathers. Mm-hmm. We thought it would be neat to tie in the front with the back.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You tie that in.
Because it looks factory.
Same way with the spacing on the lights that are here on the side. It's the same spacing that's on the truck. The bolts that are in everything is actually the same bolts that are in the truck. Here, the steps are actually steps that were bought for this truck to be cut down to insert into here.
Okay.
So there's a lot.
The camera system, did you install the camera system?
I did not install the camera system. Well, actually, we did install the wiring from there to the top of the box. We did do that.
Okay.
He already had the camera system in it, so we had to extend the wires and bring them all up. And
in the box itself, is it lighted?
It is lighted. So are the side boxes over here.
Really?
They're lighted. You open the door and they automatically come on.
And
it's so silly how simple it is.
Right.
I won't give that away, but it's simple.
But it's nice. It's just another
nice. You open the door
thing.
at nighttime, you have lit up compartments, it's carpeted.
Jesse, the reason we wanted to share him is you're down in the Tampa, Florida area, Auburndale kind of area.
Auburndale, Lakeland.
Yeah, and you won't find him because he doesn't have a website. He is flying under the radar. And we're going to try to help them get the word out. That's the plan, because it is, when you get into this world, there's only so many fabricators across the United States. And Jessie we just built a relationship when we got to go on that ride along with Rob. And Rob's like, you got to come see. And then you go to his shop and there's stuff everywhere, and he's working on this and he's got this thing going, and you
it's a cluster.
You got everything.
We're all over the place.
Yes,
But
but
what's cool is
Yeah.
when I was talking to, even I met and talked to Jack, that everybody knows
Yeah.
in this arena.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, you must be talking about Jessie.
Yeah.
He's like, he is
Yeah.
just a step above.
So,
even Jack.
that's good stuff. He's got a lot of good
raves
stuff.
about your work.
We just thought we'd showcase something a little different. Is there anything, like if somebody is looking to do a bed build, what do you think some of the things they should think through or have on a list before they come talk to you? Do you have any ideas on
what they're trying to put on it?
Okay.
What they're hauling.
Right.
And what they're looking for.
Yeah.
It needs, you know, I mean,
It's that mission profile I mentioned
It
earlier.
is.
This right here?
This goes on top.
Yeah. So this is, you made this bed for this.
I made this bed strictly for this to fit up and
Okay.
still pull their camper. You know, I mean, the wheelbase, all this can be, anything can be modified.
Right, because you
It's-
could stretch a
correct,
wheelbase.
I can
You can
stretch a
take
wheelbase.
it. You can take an axle out.
Correct. He was trying to stay on the shorter side.
Okay.
To help with turning radius and everything else.
Right.
And also, it's a brand new truck. It come to me with 3,000 miles.
It's
3,000 miles is
It's-
all I had.
It's pretty special.
He didn't want to change your wheelbase.
And that says a lot when somebody rolls in with, you know, a brand new truck and says, hey, go ahead and chop this thing up and do what you need to do.
But what I love is that you're able to take, hey, I've seen everything from people who want to do motorcycles and kayaks and bikes and razors and cars and Jeeps, like whatever they want to do, you can help them find a solution
We
for
can
that.
find a solution.
Yeah, I think that's
We can
fabulous because it just
definitely do it.
opens up a lot of options.
And it don't matter what truck it is. It can be a Kenworth. It can be a Peterbilt. It can be a Mack. It can be a
anything.
Volvo. It can be anything. A Western Star. It can be any truck can be done.
Okay.
Well, it is
I think,
not truck specific.
I think this is a great way to end this video as you're going out. Now, somebody is going to be watching this video and they're going to be like, okay, some of the things you talked about, pricing, things like that. When you're talking insurance, we learned that a lot of people are doing more like commercial in type insurances. They're ranging anywhere from $240 to $300 a month is what I learned in one of the workshops that was here, which was great knowledge. And you know now it's 2 months to do a build. And there's probably going to be a waiting list, so you're not going to be able to just buy a truck and then run in somewhere to get it done. So you really have to plan accordingly. There's people here at this event that are planning a year out from their retirement, figuring out how they're going to do this and then who they're going to talk to. So you have to be doing it. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at a truck that's already done, and then you're going to see about purchasing that. Now that brings me to the last question. If somebody finds a truck and it has already been modified once, can you remodify it to the mission profile to that person?
Definitely we can.
Okay.
Definitely we can.
All right. And it's still probably going to be the 2 months because you're like starting
Still
over.
is.
Yeah.
It just,
It's the same
we're so
time.
backed up. Same time frame, but we can modify, we can dress up, we can clean up, we can do a lot with it.
Okay. Sheila, any parting thoughts or questions?
I think we should just put Jesse's information in the description because he's a great resource.
There you go. I hope this video really helped because we had tons of questions coming here and it was just like drinking from a fire hose. But if you're out there and you're wanting to try to make that switch, we're hoping that this helps.
Is this card to take a picture of, or do you want me to tell them?
We'll get it. I'll put it in there.
You got it.
I'll put it in the description.
Got it.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And as always, like, comment, be a doer of all things. And until next time, Sheila, we are